So in this video I'm going to be going through how to make this little guy, the smaller little brother of the larger beer koozie. Watch all the way through for my full DIY. I'm also going to be giving tips on how to nail the stitching, how to get a super clean look. So yeah, let's begin. So I've got this nice 6-7 ounce piece of veg tan. This is a medium to firm temper, so it should work pretty nicely to keep this piece nice and secure. So first step is to get your pattern. I sketched this one up just on a piece of scrap paper, and then going to position it on top of the leather. Use a couple weights to weigh it down, and then what I like to do here is just trace on the outside with dots, and then that allows me to connect them together and start cutting out the piece. So I'm going to use the rotary hole punch here. This will allow me to get right into the corners and then connect the sections up with some cuts. So I've now got my blank ready to go. For me, I'm going to add a little bit of personalization here. I've got a couple of my logo punches that I'm just going to use. Okay, so we are now ready for edge beveling. So we need to finish the edges before burnishing, and then we will do the stitching after that. Okay, so we have finished all the edges on the front side. Flip over and do the same on the reverse. So the edges have all been beveled, they're all ready to go. Next step is with some Tokonole, just going to burnish those edges, use a little wood slicker and get some friction onto there so that I can finish the edges properly. Now that's done, next stage is to mark the stitching lines. So I'm just going to use a wing divider for this, mark out about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. What I like to do here is use a piece of veg tan. This makes sure that I keep the stitching chisels nice and clean, doesn't damage the work surface either. Okay, so we are at this stage, we have our blank ready for sewing, and this is one of the most therapeutic parts of the process for sure. So in terms of thread, I've got this waxed sort of a beigey light golden colour, so that's going to contrast quite nicely with the tan, the veg tan in sort of an orange light brown colourway. So because the cross stitch needs quite a lot of thread, what I'm going to do here is measure the length of the stitching chisel cuts, and then I'm actually going to take 15 times that length, and that will make sure that I've got sufficient thread to complete the stitching. So I'm going to use this little S shape to make sure that I can lock the thread properly onto the needle. So go through the thread first, you create that loop, and then a second loop, and pull it down. And then what I like to do is just tighten that knot a little bit, and then you're ready to go. So complete this on the other one, then you can start stitching. What I'm doing here is just doing some pre-bending before I stitch, just to help allow me to ease the pieces together. Then what you want to do with the 2 needles, go from the outside in and then match the needles in length so you know you're in the middle. So the key to clean stitching is keeping the thread position the same each and every time. So if you start with your right, you need to start with your right each stitch. So you swap over the threads here, pushing each needle out, making sure you maintain that same pattern each and every time. You then want to pull the threads tight, and you've done your first stitch to keep the bottom nice and secure. Now on the outside, what I'm going to do is just maintain that same position each and every time. So here, I'm going to go top down to bottom, pull that through, and then I'm going to go bottom to top. And the bottom and top is just the way it's orientated here, but you can do left and right, whatever works for you, just keep it nice and consistent. So when you get to the top, you just want to cross over on the outside once, push through, and then you're on the inside. And then what I like to do here is really just leave quite a small amount of thread left on the piece. And the reason for that is so you don't have too much thread that you need to melt. So melt it with a lighter, and then you can use the metal part just to push that down and make it nice and secure. And there you go, you're done. That's one side. So you get this really nice, super clean look, and then you just need to repeat for the other thread. So what I'm going to do now is attach the match strip to the bottom of the holder. So you can just cut out a section from your box of matches. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just use some leather cement here. So apply it to the strip, and then once that's dry, I'll apply it to the holder. So whenever you're gluing directly onto a piece of leather, it's always good just to roughen up the surface. So I'm just using a scratch awl here to do that. This just really helps with the bond of the cement. Gives it something to bite onto. And that's it, congrats, you're done. Thanks so much for watching if you made it this far. Really appreciate if you could like, subscribe to the video if you want to catch more tutorials and DIYs. There's a new video every other week. And please comment if you have any suggestions on adjustments, modifications I can make to this one. You've now got a great new tabletop ornament.